Hi guys, this is Ma'am Liz, your resource person when it comes to education matters.
Three, two, one.
Hi guys, today's lesson is about the assessment of affective learning domain. The affective learning includes learner behaviors indicating attitudes, awareness, attention, concern, interest, and responsibility. It is often assessed by the learner's ability to listen and respond in the environment and by attitudes and values appropriate for the field of study. Krathwohl proposed 5 levels of affective domain, and they are receiving, responding, valuing, organization, and characterization. In receiving, the focus is on simple awareness and selective attention. In this level, we may ask ourselves, is the learner aware of or responding to the environment? In creating learning objectives, we may use verbs such as accept, ask, attend, choose, describe, develop, follow, give, hold, identify, locate, name, point to, recognize, select, sit erect, reply, and use, among others. For example, following instructions is an indicator that the student is aware of what was told by the teacher. Same thing, replying to questions during recitation is another indicator of the student's awareness and attention. In responding, the focus is on interest, seeking, and enjoyment. In this level, we may ask ourselves, can the learner show a new behavior due to an experience? In creating learning objectives, we may use verbs such as answer, assist, complete, comply, conform, cooperate, discuss, examine, greet, help, label, obey, perform, practice, present, read, recite, report, respond, select, tell, and write, among others. So when a student is able to comply or to conform or to respond to a certain task, it indicates the second level of affective learning, which is responding. In valuing, the focus is on attitudes and appreciation. In this level, we may ask ourselves, does the learner show involvement and commitment? In creating objectives, we may use verbs such as accept, complete, defend, describe, devote, differentiate, explain, follow, form, initiate, invite, join, justify, propose, pursue, read, report, seek, select, share, study, and work, among others. So we can say that the student has reached the valuing level of affective domain when he or she is able to devote time in mastering a certain skill, pursue to improve learning such as through review, practice, or drill, or share what was learned to other people like to his or her family, friends, and classmates. In organization, the focus is on philosophy of life. In this level, we may ask ourselves, has the learner combined and conceptualized a new value, giving it a priority? In creating learning objectives, we may use verbs such as adhere, alter, arrange, codify, combine, compare, defend, discriminate, display, explain, generalize, identify, integrate, modify, order, organize, prepare, relate, systematize, and weight, among others. So we can say that the student has reached the organizing level of affective domain when he or she is able to adhere to the principles learned from a lesson, or discriminate what is appropriate and what is not when lessons learned are personally applied, or defend a certain cause as an effect of the lessons learned and appreciated. In the highest level, characterization, the focus is on patterns of adjustment. In this level, we may ask ourselves, does the learner act consistently with a new value? In creating learning objectives, we may use verbs such as act, discriminate, display, influence, internalize, listen, modify, perform, practice, propose, qualify, questions, revise, serve, solve, use, verify, among others. So we can say that the student has reached the characterization level of affective domain when he or she is able to modify his lifestyle as an effect of what was learned from a lesson, like for example, from having poor to good eating habits, and practice it consistently as a way of living. How to apply the authentic assessment in affective domain. I have here the following recommendations to effectively assess affective learning using authentic assessment. Number 1, assess students' affective learning at least twice during a program, preferably once at the midterm and again at course completion. You may also do the assessment as often as needed. That will help you to provide the students with consistent feedback that may lead to opportunities for growth. Number 2, utilize an effective assessment tool designed to measure a student's professional behavior and soft skills like empathy, self-motivation, appearance and personal hygiene, self-confidence, communication, time management, teamwork, respect, patience, etc. And number 3, observe students during activities involving psychomotor skills. You may observe students as they work together to master skills and as they interact with their team and with other people. Evaluating the students' affective learning is an essential part of the education process as it facilitates the development of professional behaviors among the students who would be part of the industry and their chosen profession. There are assessment tools that we teachers may use specifically for the affective learning domain. One example is the 1-minute paper. It is an assessment tool that measures both cognitive and affective domain of learning, where students are given 60 seconds either at the end of a section of work or at the end of a lecture period to jot down on paper or post online their responses regarding on some questions or statements. You may consider the following. Write down the 3 key things you learned in today's lecture. Tell me what you understand about the lesson. What was the most confusing point in today's class? How useful was the group exercise that we did in class today? Another example is a self-report. This is the most common measurement tool in the affective domain. It essentially requires an individual to provide an account of his attitude or feelings toward a concept or idea or people. Self-reports are also sometimes called written reflections. In using this measurement tool, the teacher requires the student to write his or her thoughts on a subject matter. The teacher ensures that the students write something which would demonstrate the various levels of taxonomy, that's from receiving up to characterization. Rating scale, this is a set of categories designed to elicit information about a quantitative attribute. Rating scales can be used for teaching purposes and assessment. This one is a Likert scale. It requires that individuals take on a box to report whether they strongly agree, undecided, disagree, or strongly disagree in response to items concerning attitude, object, or stimulus. This one is a semantic differential scale used to assess an individual's reaction to specific words, ideas, or concepts in terms of ratings on bipolar scales defined with contrasting adjectives at each end. A checklist is another tool. It is the most common and perhaps the easiest instrument to construct in the affective domain. A checklist consists of simple items that the student or teacher marks as absent or present. Please see this example. Constructed response format. It is a straightforward approach asking students about their affect by responding to simple statement or question. Another way to implement the construct response format is by means of an essay. Another tool is observation. The principal characteristics of authentic assessment is that it is observation-based. It means that educators observe the students' behavior and performance in order to make inferences about their development. Anecdotal record. It is a detailed, descriptive narrative recorded after a specific behavior or interaction occurs. Anecdotal records aid teachers as they plan learning experiences, provide information to families, and give insights into identifying possible developmental delays. There are many other assessment tools for affective learning, and I would like to share with you a list of learning activities and assessments for different levels of affective domain. This is provided by the Center of Teaching Excellence, University of Waterloo. Take a look. That's it. I hope you learned something from me. Till next lesson. Bye!